Alright, so these are the Gas-A-Just KYB shocks that we're going to be putting on Gloria here, 2002 CLK320, and I already did one side, and I'm not sure that these are stock, but these came, let me just turn this out, with the car. These are the Zachs, or in American, Sachs shock absorbers. Felt pretty soft. I like that actually, so hopefully I'm not ruining what I like, but pretty sure we need to change these. Come with these instructions that I guess are designed to be international, no language, just kind of international common sense language on what to use, what OE fasteners and what aftermarket ones they supply. These come in a bag of 2 for the top, spacers here, and if you want to take a look at them, let's see if I can get this out with one hand. Alright, so Gas-A-Just, made in Japan. My first time putting kind of a non-German made part on the car, so not that I care. A lot of Bosch parts are made in Japan, India these days. It's part of the industry. Not much you can do. So first thing we're going to do anyway, jack up the car. But before that, you want to unscrew the nuts here so that these can come off easily. While we got the wheel off, we'll just clean that. It's a really good time to clean inside, outside the wheel. And then we'll take the old shocks off and get the new ones on, and it's pretty easy, so stay tuned. Alright, so we got the car jacked up just on one side here. You don't need a lot of clearance. And we're jacking from this center support beam in the front of the car. Benz guys know what I'm talking about. Usually use ramps, of course, for a job like this. You need something in the center so you can get a jack stand on the right side. Right there, your lug nuts. Wheel comes off. There we go. Alright, so it's going to help at some point. You're going to want to get, this is the piece right here. Sure, there's no way you can see that actually. Let me get a new light in here. Let's see. Let's take a look. Alright, super dirty in here. So we got, this is the guy right here. I think that's 16 millimeter and 17 on the other side. Don't quote me on that, I'll let you know. And then this deal comes off. We're going to unscrew up here. This little guy needs to come out. Now this piece right here, I'm just going to tell you on the KYBs you can't reuse it. There's a different size. I think the stock ones, they're going to come off for about 17 millimeters, 2 of them. And we got a 14 and a 15 on the new ones. Manufacturer says you can use the OE on top and theirs on the bottom. You can't do that with this, with a different size. Not sure I really like that or care, but whatever. So we're going to start getting this off and remove the shock. Alright, so by the way, I'm totally embarrassed by how filthy this car is underneath. Yeah, you know, I just wiped this down. This is what it's supposed to look like, and this is how everything else looks like. So I actually have some control arms that I'll be wanting to put back on here. That bolt, by the way, is a nightmare to get out because there's like zero clearance right here. It's down under here, and I think on the other side it's held in. That's a different video, if one at all. But anyway, so what happens is you take this shock nut off. If you can see here, it's loose, and So sorry, my hand was in the way. But this, when this comes off, this won't go out. You need to push the control arm up. So that's why it helps to have the car on jack stands. You're gonna want to do that anyway so you don't die. But I know it's tempting sometimes. If you're doing a quick job, just use a jack. But you want to get this guy under here. And what happens is you actually start applying pressure upward under the control arm there. And as you can see, it moves. Okay, when it moves, it takes the pressure off of this a bit, and this should be able to come out a bit easier. It's not right now because I need to unscrew the top here, which let's see if we can just do that right now. This is not the most Mercedes approved method of taking this guy off, but there's that. We won't be using this again, so you won't be looking all chic. Your Benz parts will actually be exposed. Oh my god. Who cares? So I'm gonna take that off, need 2 hands, and then we'll see if we can get the shock out. This is how this guy comes off. You get a 17mm wrench in there, and then you're gonna want a deep socket. I'm using an impact socket, it's not necessary. It just happens to be that my deep 17mm are impact. On extension here, do not work on this car without a magnetic pickup tool, because down there you can drop all kinds of stuff, and my advice is do not put any tools over here. It's not that big of a deal, but it's just one of these things that makes a 30-minute job like an hour. So yeah, definitely if you don't have a magnetic pickup tool, you're gonna be happy that you have one. I have like 2. They're like $3 at Harbor Freight. Anyway, so we get this guy off like that, and I think at this point I might be able to just get this off with my finger. Okay, so there's the top one, and there's another one. This is the securing nut. So as you saw, I was just about to do what I told you not to do. Put this in a secure place. I think that qualifies as secure. And let's see if I can get this with one hand. That's why you're going to need the deep impact, or deep socket, not impact. And this thing will come off. This is giving me a new respect for people who make videos, because it's not easy with one hand. Alright, so then there's this retaining clip, of course. I'm going to use this old one, and we're also going to use this plastic deal. Now let's go see if we can get this guy off. So as I said, you can't really use these anymore because it's a different threading here. This is the old Zox, and this is the KYB. This is I think 15, and this is 17mm. So can't use that, unfortunately. So now I add a little bit more pressure there on the. So this should be a bit more free. So it's not. So what I'm going to do is maybe lower it and then give it a little more. Alright. Let's see if we have any movement there. Yeah, see, so now you got that play in there. You can see. And we can probably get it out. Yeah, just with my hand you can see it's starting to rotate. So I'm going to put the camera down, get that out, be right back. Alright, so now it's helpful now that this is out. Okay, this can come out now. I don't know if you can see that. So now it's loose, and then it just drops down. Now, it drops down because I moved this to the side. This being the wheel, something I was kind of told by Eric the Car Guy. Great channel on YouTube. You're going to want to at some point get in the car, be able to move the wheels around, and it'll just help with this extraction. Okay, it doesn't seem like a big deal. It can be a big deal. I guess Gloria was nice to me today. On the other side did not come out quite that easy, but as you can see, that's the hole that comes out of. You probably already get the point by now and don't even need to see the reverse insulation, but we'll go ahead and do it. So again, putting these back side by side. This is a Benz part, this cover. As you can see, it's got the 208 price and part number right there. That's the chassis number. And so I don't think I'm going to reuse that and like try to cover it. It's no big deal. This comes with the aftermarket one anyway, but there's a spacer in here. We're going to use the spacers that come with this, put that on there. So we'll see, open to criticisms and comments on why not to do that or whatnot. But let's get that guy in. So here it is in place. And the nut is not in there right now, but a couple of things. Some people I've read, they compress it and then have the weight of the car come down. As you see, I'm just manipulating the control arm here up and down, and it works just fine for what I'm doing. Maybe somebody wants to educate me on that, on why that's a horrible practice. I don't think it is. I think it's fine. But you know, people are pretty notorious on YouTube for stupid comments, so bring it on. But anyway, this nut right here is going to be, I think, 55 Newton meters. The top, the first one is going to be 30 Newton meters and 15 Newton meters. So I keep this chart in the garage. It's pretty handy to have. So actually we're going to go from Newton. So 55. So you're looking at 40 foot-pounds on the bottom. And then we're talking about 30. The tops of 25 and like actually 22 and 18. You know, that's really interesting. But anyway, not like super critical. I mean, some people will say everything on a Benz is super critical to beat the specification. As long as it's not too loose, not too tight, and you don't die. You can feel it. I mean, I've done these enough where it's a pretty easy application, but just a word on specs. So let me tighten everything up. Let's drop the car and see how it feels. Alright, so I'm going to take back a couple of those comments. You guys, you do want this stuff to spec, especially on a suspension part. It does matter. I mean, a guy told me once there's nothing on a Benz that's really for decoration. I think that goes for all cars, but that really is for like washers and stuff, I think. By the way, this is a 14 millimeter nut, and the other one is 14 too, so it's not staggered like I said before. Alright, so now let's go out and take a look at what we've got. So we're kind of done, and that's there to spec. Got that in at what did I say, 55. We got the shock up there. Got these two bastards in. We can't get that cover back on, so you're just gonna have to deal with that cosmetic deal. So let this control arm go, and that's kind of the natural state. Let's go outside and got this wheel here. Let's give this a clean so all your friends know how cool you are, because you clean your wheels from the inside. And then that's it. You know, I don't think I'm gonna do a video of the test drive, but it's a pretty straightforward thing. KBS shocks, KYB shocks, Gas-A-Just, and these were bought by autoparts.com. My first experience, pretty good. Came pretty quick, really nice customer service. Email you, let you know they're happy you ordered from them and other stuff. But yeah, I came with two of these and try them out on the front. So first Japanese shocks on Miss Gloria here. Okay, I was just kind of half joking until I realized how dirty my wheels were. But your goal in life should be to never have your wheels as dirty as mine. So as you see before, they were super black, and they're not even that clean right now. And I took some steel wool to this. I know some guys are saying stuff like, you know, you shouldn't be using steel wool and it'll take the clear coat off. But dude, when it's that dirty, I'm not going to use some silk tie or whatever the hell it is that they want me to use. Anyway, it does make a huge difference though, because that stuff just builds up, comes out the other side, and now we're looking a little cleaner. But geez, that was filthy. Anyway, a little bonus footage for you.